everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we get to do another update in my current 2024 reading journal. So we've got some things to go over today and I have some opinions to ask of you guys. But first, Kathy, you asked me a while back in the video regarding my Amazon order where I did sticker books and then I did that kit that had folders as well as dividers, the top tabs and side tabs. You asked me to show the clarity. So these are the side tabs, and this is what it looks like over a design. So it's slightly frosty, but they're thinner, you know, but you can see designs really well through them. I like the fact that they're frosty because you don't get a huge glare off of them. So that's the side tab, and just to confirm, because you get 6 side tabs there, you get 4 top tabs. So here is the top tab made of the same material and you can still see everything. So I hope that helps. Thank you for being patient. I was filmed quite a few, well, I shouldn't say quite a few weeks, but a couple weeks ahead, and I couldn't find a place to fit it in earlier. So in any case, yeah, this is one of, and to give you an example, this is one of the Happy Planner ones from the Plans and Notes. This one's a little thicker. Let me grab so you can kind of see. This one is thicker than this one, but it ends up looking about the same. So yeah, I really like them. I can't wait to use those in 2025. So I'm going to be saving those for like next year's planners. Okay, so now on to the main event. What we're going to do first is take out my fall reading list and my up next, which I ended up putting right next to it. So that worked out well. So what did I read in October? Well, I did One Step Too Far, Still See You Everywhere. Those were both by Lisa Gardner, so I finished off both of those series. I have not started the FBI one. I'm thinking I might break into that come 2025. For now, though, I am done with, let's see, that's the Dee Dee Warren, the Tessa Leone, and now the Frankie Elkin series. I did read Halloween Murder by Leslie Meyer. That was really cute. Those were 2 of her shorter ones that were put into one anthology, both about Halloween. Super cute. I did read my Key trilogy, Key of Light, Key of Knowledge, and Key of Valor. You guys, every year I have to read that. So, and again, to touch on that, someone else was asking me. So to summarize that trilogy by Nora Roberts, it is romance, but it's not heavy hardcore romance. It is, to me, it's more about the mystical realm. So it's more about like this mystical battle between good and evil, and the fight along the way. But Nora Roberts is great for her humor and her sarcasm. And again, the romance to me is tasteful. I'm not into the hardcore romance books. So that being said, I hope that clarifies it. Excellent trilogy. If you haven't read it, I do highly recommend it. I did get to Doomful of Sugar, which was on here. So just to make it clear, I did these 3 and I did this one. Spell for Trouble, I'm going to be DNFing because I wasn't crazy about it. I couldn't get into it. So I tried, but I couldn't get into it. We did Halloween Murder. I also started, I did not do this Death in a Budapest Butterfly, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. That's one I would have had to get from the library, and I found this other series by Julia Buckley, the same girl who did this series, the Hungarian Tea Room. She did another one called The Undercover Chef, I think, or Undercover Recipe Mysteries, that are based in Illinois. And I was so mystified with that. So Big Chili was the first book, Cheddar Off Dead was the second, and Putting Up with Murder was the third. I blew through those on my tablet. They're absolutely adorable, and I've just discovered there is a 4th one that I should be able to get from my library. So that being said, I actually read 10 books for a total of 3404 in pages, 8 on my tablet, 2 in print, and I'm sure you're wondering what my favorites are. Well, we know Key of Knowledge is always my favorite out of that trilogy, and I don't care that I read it every year. It's still a favorite book, so that one's going up. But I am in love with the Big Chili series by Julia Buckley, or Undercover Chef, whatever it's called. It's so cute. Her dog is adorable, Mick. And yeah, just a load of fun. So both of these are going in here for October, because I can't ever not put this down as a favorite because it's absolutely 100% a favorite. Except I want to put the new one on top of it. So we're going to pop both of these in here. There we go. There we go. So those are my favorite books for October. Let's get these little scraps out of the way. Okay, so now on my calendar, you can see where I am. I started Scorched Eggs from Laura Childs. Scorched Eggs and I believe it's Egg Drop Dead are in the fall months in that series, which I totally forgot about. So I did start Scorched Eggs. Today is the 31st. I will not finish it today. And also for November, because it's Veterans Day, I decided to pick 2 books that were written by veterans. The first one I picked was War by Other Means by Keith Kellogg. And the other one is going to be, I'm going to finish my own book, American Sniper, you know, the story of, oh my goodness gracious, I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, I'm going to be reading American Sniper. I started it and I'm going to be finishing it. So now let's see what we have here. Let's put this in the back. October is done. Can you believe it? So anyway, happy Halloween, but it's going to be a belated happy Halloween because today is it. But by the time you guys see this, it won't be till the 5th. So it'll be next week. So I'm probably going to put these back together again. I did write down my first 4 books because I know for sure I'm going to be reading those and probably in that order. So no worries about that. So they're listed. They're also listed here. I also am going to start up the Murder with Lemon Tea Cake series and the Murder with Cinnamon Scones. So I have that to do yet. And I still want to try and squeeze in that Julia Buckley series. She has, I think, another series I just discovered too. So I'll be looking at that as well. And December 5th, I'm pretty sure on that day, Robin and I are discussing doing our winter reading list. So if you want to join us for that, please do, because I think that's going to be a load of fun, us doing that together. So now, let's see. Here we go. So I fully updated. I'm at 65 books for the year. I can't even believe that. I really didn't think I would get that many in. I really wasn't sure I was going to make it to 52. And here I am getting caught on some of these series and just like blowing through them. So that's awesome. I'm hoping I'll still get to the 75 by the end of the year. I still have November and December, so we'll see. I updated my monthly stats, 10 books, 3404 for pages. 2 months left to the year, guys. 2 months. So I updated favorite characters. I added Dana Steele from Key of Knowledge and Lila Drake, who does the Undercover Chef series. She's the chef from Big Chili, Putting Up with Murder, and Cheddar Off Dead. Super cute. I have not touched favorite quotes, so I don't know how to look at that. However, in my first lines, I am updated through Putting Up with Murder. But looky here. I literally have maybe enough for 2 more quotes. So what I'm thinking is when I fill up the first lines, then I'm just going to go back and focus on the favorite quotes and then hopefully get this filled up a little bit too. So that's kind of the plan for this year since I'm going to be running out of space and I don't want to make another page for it. Nothing has changed on my TBR, although I should take that sticker and put it in my 2025 book since I ran out. Julia Buckley, Leslie Meyer, and Catherine Bruns have been added here. 5-star reads, I have added Still See You Everywhere, Key of Light, Key of Knowledge, Key of Valor, and then Big Chili and Cheddar Off Dead. So those are all added, trying to save a little bit of space. So now, did I add? I did not. So we have to add that one book. What was the name of it? I don't even remember now. Spell for Trouble. Was that it? Yeah, Spell for Trouble. So let me get out my book and we will get a sticker for that. Okay. God, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. Ugh, I was hoping I wouldn't have to be doing that. And Esme Addison or Anderson? Let me look. I want to make sure I get that right. I think it's EA though. Esme Anderson or Addison. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's EA. Okay, so that's another one in my graveyard. We're not going to discuss that. I haven't done anything with this. Now, I did read the Q trilogy, so that's marked off. So that's another series done. It will be read again next year. It is what it is. But now we're going to come to the recipe section of this video. And here's where I'm having a little bit of a dilemma, and I'm probably going to need help from you guys because I'm going to need some opinions. I printed out some covers that I need. My original plan was to kind of start it this way. Use this side for like a book cover and quotes, and then use this side for the recipe. However, I've noticed, you know, going back, I actually have 2 from Joanne Fluke, 2 from The Big Chili, and then 3 from Putting Up with Murder. So my question to you guys, well, 2 questions. First of all, I think what I'm going to do is, and I didn't prepare because this literally was a thought I had this morning, so I apologize because I had every intention of actually doing this today. But there's a couple decisions that I kind of want your opinions on. So first, I'm considering doing 1 per page. And I printed these off to get the idea for the size since I had to print up for my favorite books anyway. I think these will work nicely up here in the corner, and then it could kind of cover that little cakes and bakes, whatever. I don't need that little whatever. I can kind of just put the book cover there and then have this. Now, I know me. I know my handwriting, and for the most part, it's relatively nice. I've, you know, been writing cursive for many years before I even learned it in school because my aunt was a Chicago school teacher, and she would send me those little strips where you would practice your handwriting. I loved it. I used to look forward to those packages every month or every week or however long, you know, she would send them just kind of randomly, and I used to love it. You know, when I would progress through what I had, she would send me another bundle. So in any case, plus I also went to Catholic school for, I think it was 1st through 4th grade, and obviously nuns. So in any case, that being said, my handwriting's good. However, I know me. Once I start, it'll be fine, but then by the time I get to the bottom, it's going to start getting sloppy. So my question to you guys, I'm considering printing up the recipes and maybe cutting them down to size to fit in here. How do you guys feel about that? I think it might look a lot nicer. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna have to print it up because I'll have to obviously separate the ingredients, separate the directions. I think what I need to do is maybe take measurements and figure out what sizes I need. So I think that is what I might possibly do. Now, the other part, given the fact that I don't have an odd number of recipes for each one, because the point was to do on 2 pages. But what's going to happen is sooner or later, I'm going to get to a point where the back is showing and it's not going to be the same color as the cover. Because what I really want to do, for instance, do we have orange in here? Yes. So for instance, this is going to be the one I use for the Joanne Fluke books. Okay. And then in here, I have brown, which I'm going to use for Big Chili. Probably, I don't know if I'll do this one or this one. Either way, I'll pick a brown one and it'll go for that. And then Putting Up with Murder might be more of like a blue. So maybe this periwinkle color. So that's what I want to do. I kind of want to match them up. So I think what I am going to do is kind of go back to how these were meant to be used, where the recipe is on the front, and then maybe on the back, I can do quotes and whatnot. So each page will be its own piece rather than side by side. Does that make sense? So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm kind of going to set up for that this way, but I would really love to have your opinions on this, guys, because this is a new process. This is a new thing in here. And so I'm still kind of considering all the options. Now, this one says savory things in life. Well, there's going to be savory and sweet recipes in there. Dishes from my kitchen. Well, it's not really my kitchen. Good food, good mood is a possibility. That's cute. And then nothing brings people together like good food. That's also an option. So let's hold these open and let's look at the tabs we have available here. Again, this one says sweet things. We're going to have savory in there as well. Baking is a work of art. Not everything in these things are baked. Now, I do like this made with love. That's really cute. And then eat dessert first, which would be fine too. Given the neutrality of these Journals, though, I'm kind of leaning toward this one. I think the Good Food, Good Mood is a smart choice for this. So I think we're going to use this tab, right? I'm going to take this out for a minute. This doesn't need to be in here. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. And then now we have our tab. So the recipes are now going to be behind here. So let's go ahead and pick out the matching colors for those, and I'll put the right amount of pages in there. And then as I'm working on this, you know, you guys can give me your opinions and I can, you know, factor that in as I'm working things out. I'm not going to apply these to the pages just yet until I figure out exactly how I want to do that. But let's go ahead and pop them in my folder back here. Oh, and by the way, the online labels that are the ones that the paper that I use is from actually called onlinelabels.com. It's OL177WR. I have posted it in a few videos, but I always keep that note there so I don't forget. Okay, so I need orange first, and I need 2 of them because we're going to be doing the Joanne Fluke books first. What I did do just a few moments ago was make out these little sticky notes so I can track what I need to put in here. So those would be the first 2. Now, another question I have for you guys. I'm considering going back to my 2019 reading journal. I had recipes in there as well. Would you go back and put them in here? I'm considering doing that. I mean, because even if I haven't read necessarily all of those books, and actually I did read all of those books again. So it would be fair to put them in here. So let me get your thoughts on that as well. All right, now the other cover was like a brown. So we were saying brown. Now, do I want to do the dark or the light? Let's do the light one. Let's do the light one. So I need 2 of these. So we'll put those in here. I really like this idea. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And once I think I have a routine for it, it's not going to be a big deal because then every month, you know, if I have any recipes that are added on, I can show you. Because even if I do them in advance or do them with you, I can be prepared and have things printed out or whatnot. So I feel like, you know, once I have this routine down and once I kind of narrow down how I'm doing things, it won't be so chaotic. All right, so I need 3 for here. All right. So if I do them, you know, 1 page at a time, which actually I think will make more sense. The only thing that does suck is like the book cover here with this recipe is not going to match this. That's the only thing I'm kind of iffy about, but I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter because if I want to move them around, like say I get a bug up my butt later and I want to alphabetize them, or I want to separate them, you know, desserts from savory, you know, maybe I end up having 2 sections. You know, I think I need to consider that being all on 1 page is probably the better way to go. Again, but let me know your thoughts on that. So I think I will put this back in here though, just so I have a tab in here. Okay. So I think that kind of covers it. Let's go over what I want to do for November. So now that I've had you, you know, answering a ton of questions. So also, I have started coming up with a list for winter. So again, like I mentioned to you, Robin and I are discussing doing the winter reading list on our next update. So that'll be December 5th. Which just for giggles, what day is that landing on? It's a Thursday. So yeah, it'll be fun. So yeah, today is November 5th. This is where, or as of the video, it's November 5th, but today is actually October 31st. So I want to get these 2 books finished and get started on those other 2. So literally right now, my goal is only to read these 4. We'll see how it goes. After Egg Drop Dead, the next 2, or I should say the last 2 as of this date for Laura Childs in the Cackleberry Club Mysteries are actually, one's winter and one is early spring, I believe. So I will probably have those on my winter reading list, just as a side note. So let's see, did I get everything accomplished? I showed you guys those clear tabs. So Kathy, I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, let me know. I showed you guys what I read in October, which That was actually a really good month. That was fun. I love this divider, guys. So exciting. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. It was a really good reading month, and I'm kind of getting really back into the cozy mysteries, which I really do adore. That's one of my favorite categories. And now we're going over questions for my recipe section. So give me your thoughts on everything I said down below. Do you guys agree that I should just do 1 page per recipe, especially given the fact that I might eventually move them around? I'm considering keeping them alphabetized by author, because yes, I'm that OCD. But I also want to make this section easy to move into my 2025 planner, because this is a section that will be moving every single time I do a reading journal. So that being said, consider all those things as well. And you know, what do you guys think about me printing them up? I think that might be an easier way to go, because I know me, my handwriting might start out good, but then it's going to start slanting funny. And you know, like here, let me give you an example. So my handwriting started out better here, but by the time I got to this one, it's like sloppy, you know? So I think that that's really the way I need to go. And I think that size of, book covers should be appropriate too, because they'll fit up there nice. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I know it's kind of crazy. And I didn't expect it to be such a situation where I was going to be overthinking it, but you know, there were things that I'm thinking about now that I didn't when I originally had the thought to put this in here. And I think I'm on the right path. I do. But by the next time we see these, when we're doing our winter list, I will go through this with you and show you any additions. And I think every single month, if there are new recipes, I will show you that. And by then I will have a decision on if I will be adding the 2019 recipes, because some of them are linked to books I'm reading now. Those Laura Child's Cackleberry Club, I have several in my 2019 reading journal. So I'm thinking if I add them here, I mean, I reread those books this year. So, because in fact, let's look back. Let's take a moment and look back at was it January that I started them? Where did I start them? Oh, you know what? I must have read them at the end of last year. So it wasn't this year after all. See, now I'm glad I went back and looked. Okay, so in all fairness, those weren't reread this year. They were reread at the end of last year when I wasn't tracking them. That's right, because it was around winter when I was reading them. So yeah, so in any case, I am considering putting those in there though, because again, they link to the series that I am still currently finishing. And by the end of this year, by the end of December, I will have read the entire series. And that's the first time I've read it through for the entire series. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I know kind of a crazy video today. I apologize. But sometimes it's always good to hear other people's opinions and other people's thoughts. There might be things I'm not considering. And again, I want this to be nice. I want it to look good. I want it to flow well. Keeping in mind, again, that section's going to move into other years. So in any case, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Thanks, Robin, for always being on this journey with me. This has been a fun reading year. And you guys, I will have Robin's video linked down below, because she always has some beautiful layouts. I'm not sure what she's doing in her reading journal, but I know I'm about to go check it out, and I think you should too. So I will have all the links for that down below, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye, guys.